From what I understand, they were with them in the raid, yeah. Yeah, it was a roll and a pitch. I, uh, I'm gonna have to get going here, okay? All right, love you, and thank you. Tell them all I said thank you. Bye bye. Hi, babe. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you feel like a coconut. This is probably one of the nicest ways to drink your lemonade. You take a coconut, preferably a young one, and you gore it out in the middle before the coconut starts to form the seed. You feel that, huh? It feels so good. And when you bore it out, that's what it looks like. And you have the coconut, yep, in there. You pour your iced tea in there. Put a straw and a little umbrella. Mm. Nature's glass. Welcome, family. Welcome to another one of your Frank26 Yubi Tubies. All these guys are fishing. You got to be careful with the hooks, okay? There's many of them. They're all over the place. Be careful when you walk, okay? I got to tell the guys. This is an area where people come and they fish. My wife just showed you over there. And there's a lot of these. There's a lot of J's out here. That's your name, Jan, huh? But what these are is that they're fishing hooks. There is the eye of one, and I put it through the eye. Make an earring out of it, huh? No. No, I don't wear earrings. But they shouldn't be out on the grass. Ah. And it's rather irresponsible. Like this right here, it's so sad because the turtles, they get caught in the nets and they drown, they die. The fish, they drown. Fish have to keep moving in order for the water to go in their gill and give them oxygen. Because if they don't move, they drown. Isn't that interesting? So when I see a fisherman and he has these are dragonflies, lots of these dragonflies here in Hawaii on the water. But these dragonflies have their hooks, and the fish will eat the dragonfly, and you catch the fish. But sadly, this material should not be left on the ground. It's not like this is, San Francisco or California. We don't have needles laying all over the place. It's a little dangerous. But whenever I see them, I collect them, and I'll eventually throw them away. Welcome to another one of your Frank26 UB-Tubies. It's good to be with you, family. It is the 28th of August, 2021. We are KTFalways.com. Huh?
2026.
What'd I say?
21.
I did say 21,
You
didn't
did.
I? And I know why I said 20. Well, I don't know nothing.
Never fails.
Never fails. How's it, bro? He's waving at you. I said, how's it, bro? And he turned around and he goes back to you. So, anyways, family, we're here to study the Iraqi dinar. Everything that I say to you is just strictly my opinion. Eh, you know. And in my opinion is my team's.
I'm sorry.
Aisha,
Sorry.
Aisha. Huh? Where did it?
Trying to
Where
do
did it hit
something
me? It
nice.
hit me right here. Oh, it hurt right here. Oh, look it! You broke my arm.
Trying to
No,
do
it is broke. Look it. See? Oh, oh, it's the wrong arm. So, anyways, one of the things that I've been teaching you from the very beginning is that we need to get rid of the cockroaches because they are the ones that are causing the problem of not being able to lift the value of the Iraqi dinar. You know that. We know that. Everybody knows that. Iran, Iran knows that. That's why they do that. And we always said that we have to get rid of the cockroaches. That's what I call them, don't I? And very specifically, where are these cockroaches that I talked to you about? They're in Parliament. And yesterday you found out that Parliament was superseded, overwritten by the constitutional legalities. We called it, what was it?
legal
Legal
revolution.
revolution. Now, why do you go through a revolution? Because you want to change. You want to change. So you come up with the legality to do it. And Parliament was removed from the equation yesterday. The cockroaches, the ones that are giving us all these problems of not being able to trust to lift the value of our currency. The cockroaches. Now, today, your UB2B is called Raid?
Rated.
Raided. That's it, Raided. And we had a UB2B that was called Raid, and I talked to you about raid for the cockroaches. Well, that raid for the cockroaches has allowed a raid to occur. Oh yeah, you see, this guy was arrested. 16 people were arrested. This guy was, yeah, but it's a lot deeper than that. So that's my intentions today. I'm not going to spend too much time with you. You have information overload more than you should be having right now, in all honesty, at least from me, from me. Whatever the others want to give you, that's their prerogative, that's their privilege, and God bless them. May they succeed with you. But you do pretty well with me. And today, instead of giving you, well, we had 15. Yesterday we did 3 of our files, so we're down to 12 files. And today, I'd just like to talk about one more, so we'll be down to 11 files. And what it is that we need security and stability from the cockroaches in order to get this 3 zeros lifted. And who's going to give it to you? Trump. Everybody knows that. They already admitted it. Trump is in control of the whole everything that they're doing in Iraq. Alrighty. So raided. Ooh, now that's different. When we said raid, that's because they were bringing all the files, all the. Oh, by the way, everything I say to you is just in my opinion. Okay. Uh, how do you like my? Well, I don't play that game anymore, do I? How do you like my yellow shoes? So, anyways, family, we when we showed up, what, 2 months ago, Omar, you were right. 2 months. So when we showed up 2 months ago, we brought back uh, a lot of files of corruption, and and the United States told Z, "Will you deal with this?" And also, you got cockroaches in your parliament. Uh huh. Get rid of them. I can't get rid of them. Yes, you can. How? Change your laws. That's a brilliant idea. I can do that. I'm the prime minister, right? Duh. Okay, so that's what they did, and all the laws that were changed kicked out Parliament, allowed the 3-0 law to be introduced to lift the 3 zeros, to add value to the currency, which is the opposite of what the cockroaches want. But who cares what the cockroaches want? Cockroaches were raided today. They were busted big time today. Now again, I know you got articles and you read some stuff, but do you mind if I share with you some stuff that maybe you don't have? So let me see. Let me say hello. Hi, AE. Hello, Lady Mary, it looks like. Hello, Rob Della something or another.
Where's the
Huh?
prayer? Where's the prayer they sent?
Yo, thank you kindly. Well, the prayer is in my heart and soul because I've been so busy. Isn't that amazing? I forget to say the prayer and I get criticized for that too. Maybe I'll say the prayer and just go away. Oh, Frank, shut up. Yes, sir. You have your orders. Yes, sir. Abba, Heavenly Father, my orders are from you. You are my commander. By the blood of Jesus and the Holy Spirit, I report to you. Francisco Villa reporting for duty, sir. What can I do with the Holy Spirit, with the blood of Jesus? How can I lift? How can I help? How can I put a smile on somebody's face? By thy blood, I ask to be forgiven of my sins because I am. You know what's in my heart. You know what I'm asking you. So when you're ready, I'm ready too. I pray for America. I pray for Israel, Trump, Netanyahu. I pray for the children that are being murdered in the womb, the widows, the widowers, the homeless. That man, I don't want to talk about it in public, but that man that we just, please, please let me spend the rest of my life helping your children, please. I've helped myself to everything that you've ever offered me, but I now want to help. So let's start by helping me with this call that I do good and honor you. It is by the blood of your Son Jesus, through the Holy Spirit that I pray. Amen. 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 Let's just go ahead and get straight to the point, family. My point is that the cockroaches are being removed, and they are the ones that are not allowing the three zeros to be lifted. But now we have laws to remove them, so it doesn't matter what they say, whether they vote or they don't vote. But you can't let these cockroaches run all over the place. We just went to go put some stuff away at a storage unit. I mean, this is our second home. Our storage unit is big. And when we came out of it in the hallway, there was a cockroach and it just scurried along or took off. And I thought to myself, man, they're everywhere, aren't they? But the cockroaches in Iraq, they're becoming less and less and less. And that is exactly what Donald Trump wants. Iraq, what do you have to do by the end of September? Get rid of the cockroaches and their weapons? And they came out and they said, well, hey, Trump, what if we have Iraq just monitor our weapons? No, you stupid. No, you're going to be gone from the government of Iraq. You're going to be, all your weapons will be confiscated. And then after the 30th, you know. So let's get to work. I'm going to lean back and turn the camera differently. Trying to get away from the sun.
Do you want to
This,
go to that table or is that one in the shade?
is that in the shade?
It looks not quite as sunny as here.
Shh. Hey, family, do you mind? We're going to make a move. And then we'll start reading your report. Yeah, let's go over there, babe. Show them this water, by the way, before we go over there. I love getting in this water. You climb down these rocks here. You work down this cliff. You step on those cobble stones. And then as the water gets darker, it's because it gets deeper. Yeah, this is beautiful water.
What, a
Alrighty.
mangrove?
What, honey?
Is that a mangrove floating in the
Yeah,
water?
it's a mangrove floating in the
We're so
water.
close.
Let's go and see if we can find that place there.
Oh no, don't take
You see that one over there, honey? That's the
Right.
one we're headed to. Past that gentleman. Oh, well, why not? Since we're walking. So, the cockroaches, they're in trouble. They got raided. And yeah, you know about some arrests, but we're going to give you, hang to the right, but we're going to give you a little bit more information about that. And that's what I want you to walk away tonight, knowing that the cockroaches are being collected, they're being removed, eliminated, and this is exactly what we need because they don't want nothing to do with the lifting of the 3 zeros for the Iraqi citizens. Well, I'm sorry, too bad. It's not what you want. So, we're going to start to read our report from my teams in Iraq.
that way. Like right here. I can get in front of you.
Here. Okay, producer. So this is our, oh, hi guys. This is our report. It's a lot of good information in it. So kick back and relax. I'm happy with that. Yeah. Well, wait a minute. All right. Good morning, Mr. Frank. Just think, isn't it amazingly good? Amazingly good. Isn't it good? We got we got a new law. We got that new law yesterday allowing the cabinet now to do the legal authority to deal with the currency and not have to run through Parliament. He d- he doesn't want them seeing it or messing it up. This is where we left off last night. So yeah, Z protects the budget. Z protects the exchange rate. Um, uh, I'm not going to say anything more about the lower denominations. My teams told me complete shutdown. Complete shutdown. Oh my, look at that, Jen. He's green. Look at that. What an amazing bird. You don't see that back home. Yeah, so, anyways, this is good. And they're happy about it, they're excited about it. You want to talk about Ukraine? Okay. I'll talk about Ukraine. What would you like to know about Ukraine? Let's get it out of your system. What would you like to know about Ukraine? Because I want to talk to you about the dinar. So they're happy, and they were not happy, as you know. This is quite an accomplishment. I told him, I said, that is a massive law. It is time for us to be blessed. That's a big law. Family, um, why, why isn't the internet talking like we're talking? Am I doing something wrong? Is my information not important? Do they think it? But a lot of other sites are saying what we say now, or they reference us, and that's good. Thank you kindly. But I'm just sad. That's all. I'm just sad. Frank, this morning there's a heavy conversation in our streets about the removal of the international troops. They say that it's moving ahead of schedule, and we should have everything done by the 30th of next month. And also, Frank, if you look really careful, that's the end of my 2 months. To which I said, yeah, yeah, it is, isn't it? Oh, you son of a gun. Well, you have the advantage. You talk to the CBI or employees. And then I tell him, well, like I said, so far so good. And then he sends this late last night, just before we were getting ready to go to sleep, about 11 o'clock at night. And he says, Omar's friends at the CBI, they said, Omar, today we saw on the news television, yeah, actually, there are numerous raids. There are numerous raids I, from the CBI people. I mean, that's what was interesting because this is what they want too. Yeah, actually, there are numerous raids. The raids are more significant than I first indicated. The raids, they are more significant than I first indicated. This is serious. What do we need in order to have the 3 zeros lifted, Frank? Security and stability from who? The cockroaches. Do you know what happened today? Yeah. Shoot, 2 months ago, we prepared you with the files for it. We started to help you. And this is not just us. There are many agencies that I don't need to talk about that are helping you. Even Pepe Le Pew. It's fine. There are a lot of entities, agencies, governments, countries that are helping you, but only our soldiers are the spearhead of this cockroach removal. Today, your UB2B is called raided. Hmm. Breaking now on X, the U.S. now controls of more than 65 billion barrels of proven oil reserves in Venezuela. Not only that, thank you, by the way, who put that up there? Tech. I thank you for putting that up, Tech. Allow me to tell you something else. Allow me to tell you something else, Tech. Today it was announced, or it's going to be announced. I can't remember the amount of oil that has moved through the Straits of Hormuz since we took over about a month ago. It's a lot. But not one single drop of Iranian oil has gone through the Straits of Hormuz. And yet they say they control it. They can't even control their bowel movements because they're scared cacalus right now. Oh, they're scared. They're very scared. But so, anyways, this is extremely important. We tried to explain this to you, but the raids are more significant than I first indicated to you. You see, Frank, Iraq's National Security Service raided a Baghdad workshop. You know what they were making at this morning? They were making drones. That's why your Trump is angry. They were making drones. They arrested 3. They seized 25 drone frames and equipment. This is reportedly the 5th time this month alone that we have busted them with these drones. Of course, your Trump wants them gone. We want them gone. We want our purchasing power. And then, Frank, the government is saying all weapons must come under the state's control. Well, of course, that's what Trump wants. So, if they begin naming specific factions tied to those weapon seizures, that would be a major development to watch. That would be a major development to watch, says my CBI friends to Omar. Why? Because then you know the names of the cockroaches that are being eliminated in Parliament. Yeah, I know. Who's doing this? You! You guys are pushing this. You guys want the 3 zeros lifted. You guys want this. What do you, I mean, look. What did the CBI say yesterday? We're not lifting, we're not printing any currency. Because we already did. Today, they'll come out and they say, we're not lifting the 3 zeros. Because they already did, Frank. Yeah, we know. And it's pretty masterful what they're doing right now. These are the things that we were prepared to see: confusion, disarray at the end. But no one pays attention to it. Why? Because we know the truth of monetary reform. I hear it. What is it? That's amazing. Thank you. So, gentlemen, you're saying that they raided them? I don't really want to show this file about the weapons that were collected, but I will mention the drones, and I thank you for that. So, so those names, yes, they will be released. You'll know who it is that Z is getting rid of. Now, there should be more information about this disarmament and these raids. See what you can find out. And then that was late last night, and somebody in my teams told them go now because they're raiding them right now. And they went and they looked, and here's what we got. Omar, Omar said, "Yeah, yeah, man. As of this morning, Friday, there are a few important updates that are worth watching." I know, I was hoping you would say that. Why don't you share with me what are those updates that we should be watching right now? Well, it turns out that, first of all, the militia disarmament issue, you know, what Trump wants us to do with the cockroaches, this disarmament, militia disarmament issue, it looks more serious today. It looks more serious today. Was it yesterday? Uh, it looks more serious today with the reports of raid. Can you fix this for me? Thank you. It looks more serious today with the reports of raids and U.S. rejecting a partial disarmament proposal from Iran aligned factions. That's comical, Frank. They were trying. Um, yeah, it looks like this raid is very serious. We went where you told us, and they gave me a long report, but you probably don't want it, so don't worry about it. And they also, the report on the raid is with you. And the United States of America is rejecting a partial disarmament proposal from Iran to align the factions. To be honest with you, Frank, politically, those 9 vacant cabinet posts, They're still not filled, but we know that they have the name, so you were correct. On the currency side, I'm not seeing a new official central bank announcement today about a new exchange rate or a redenomination. Why are you looking? Well, because we're expecting it. Good. On the currency side, I'm not seeing a new official central bank announcement today about a new exchange rate or a redenomination as of yet. But and also the bigger pressure on Baghdad still seems to be that the United States of America is pushing to curb Iranian financial influence. Yeah. I say to him, funny today, Omar, I used the word raid. So are the articles today saying raid. That was a coincidence. Now, Frank, we would like to give you another report from the CBI, but we also give it to you cautiously because we know what they're doing, and you do too. And that's why we caution you, family, with what I'm about to read to you. This is straight from the CBI this morning. No, it's not in an article. This is the second thing that we give you as a gift today. The television is saying that the CBI statement that were issued by the Central Bank of Iraq on August the 26th of 2026 is in actuality that the Central Bank of Iraq has been monitoring the media reports and the statements regarding the printing of a new Iraqi currency with zeros removed, reportedly for circulation. In this regard, we affirm that those reports are not based on any official source, and we deny that the bank has printed any new currency with zeros removed. Furthermore, any projects related to restructuring currency denominations or removing the zeros should have an official decision to be made. It will be the subject of multiple legals and regulatory and technical stages. Let me stop for a second. The Fred Funk, they just sent something. See what they say. Is it important? They're okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um. Okay. Let me stop. So what we're reading here. By the way, do I have your attention? What we're reading here is the second report that came out today from the CBI. You know, the one that they came out with yesterday was that no, we're not printing no new currency. That's true. But then they come out today, the CBI. Have you noticed that the CBI has been talking for the last 6 days in a row? You should. They're trying to tell you something. Yesterday they told you, hey, psst, citizens, don't pay attention to the media. They tell you we're not lifting the three zeros from our exchange rate. Yeah, that's what they said. That's what they said. Well, they're right. That's not what we're doing. We're working with the lower denominations right now. So, I mean, did you see the central bank come out and say, no, we're not going to give you no lower denomination notes? No. Look at Jen. Look at Jen. Look at Beautiful. Oh, look who's right here by our feet. Hi, buddy. I can't believe they come. Look at that. They come right up to our hands. I got nothing to give them. I feel so bad. But the thing that I want you to pay close attention to is that, again, the CBI comes out. Again, they tell the truth. Maybe not all of it, but they're not lying. And then the CBI says this that I just read to you. Well, did you notice what I just read to you? Whoa! Don't get that close to me. What did you notice that the CBI said today to the Iraqi citizens? I'm going to read it to you one more time. What did you notice? Only one third can put a thumb. Okay, that ain't it. Frank can't because he's no, that ain't it. Magic, no, he can't. Please talk to a fight. No, that ain't it either. Oh, don't listen to the media. Yeah, TC. He just pecked. Oh, there's two now.
Mm.
They just pecked my feet. You know, that is some serious trust for them. Show them. Show the family. Go ahead, show the family. Hi, buddy. Hey, oh, you scared him with the other ones to your left. Hey, unbelievable, these animals. I don't know. Make them, it leaves you with a good feeling that they trust you. Hmm. So what I'm trying to do is just pay attention to the media. No, that's the problem. But they said don't pay attention to the media. Feed them a cookie. Feed them a cookie, David. What do you? Let's be serious, David. No. Uh, Sweet birdies. Okay. Well, let's do it again. You ready? The central bank has made monitoring the media reports and the statements regarding the printing of a new Iraqi currency with the zeros removed, reportedly for circulation. In this regard, we affirm that these reports are not based on any official source, and we deny that the bank has printed any new currency with the zeros removed. That has nothing to do with lower denominations. Okay, we're not printing any currency with zeros. Furthermore, we've already printed it. Furthermore, any future projects, excuse me, we're not doing that. We've already done it. Well, you don't say we've already done it, but you're not doing it. We're not doing it. No, we're not. No, no. Okay, and it has to be based on an official source. You mean the CBI, not the media? Yeah, it has to be based on an official source, not the media. Got it? Yeah. Well, that's what you told me, CBI. What else you want to tell me? And yeah, not based on any official source. You know, be careful, be careful. We deny, all this garbage that they're talking about. And furthermore, any future projects related to restructuring the currency denomination or the or the removing of the zeros should be an official decision that will be made. It will be made, yeah, and it will be the subject of multiple legal, regulatory, and technical state. Will be, yeah. This is not a denial. This is a detailed explanation that here. Let me take you back. So up to that point, hey, we don't painting no zero. We already okay, you already did. Then all of a sudden, and furthermore, if we were, and if this does happen, and any future plans of restructuring, and it's going to do that, and it should go through official. That's us, and it will be subject to multiple legal. They already got the laws, didn't they? Yeah. Okay. Multiple legal regulations. Okay. Such a project will be announced. What? Walking stick. Who's going to announcement? Will Z make it? Oh hell no. Who? CBI. Really? Such a project will be announced if approved. You're playing. Don't pull my string. Don't pull. Leave my string alone. If. Furthermore, if it should, or when we do, and such a project will be announced if that's the case. If approved. You got more ifs than I don't know what. Such a project, if approved, through the bank's official channels, listen to us, nobody else, okay? And various media outlets. Commercials, walking stick, commercials, yeah, they'll be everywhere, Frank. And through media outlets, along with a suitable transition period. Oh, they gave us 2 years, didn't they? Boy, we sure have been taught a lot recently in the last 6 days. Information overload. But you eat so fast. You don't even have time to enjoy the taste of the food that we're giving you. Yeah, and it'll be within a short transitional period that will allow the citizens and the banks and the institutions to exchange the currency safely and the systematically ensuring the full preservation of everyone's financial rights and obligations. And the Central Bank of Iraq urges the citizens and the media outlets to rely solely exclusively on the statements that we offer you. Come through our channels. Do not go anywhere else for information related to the monetary reform policy and to refrain from relying on unverified news like the cockroaches. Don't rely on unverified news, unverified figures, or information, as it is simply dissemination. It may cause confusion or harm to the citizens' financials. Wow. CBI, you ain't taking no prisoners, are you? No, heck no. Our government is raiding everybody. We raid too. What you raiding? Mainly the cockroaches that don't want this to happen. Hmm. To which I say to him, you know something? That is beautiful. That's the CBI? Yeah. Wow. Fiery preachers even going, wow, wow. Hey, fiery preacher, wow. Okay, calm down. Let me ask you a question. Wow is right. In other words, the Iraqi citizens are being prepared right now for an announcement concerning your monetary reform. Guess what it is? Of course, we're not printing any new. It's very easy, boy. They jumped on this horse and they are riding it. Of course, we're not printing any new lowered notes right now. That was done many years ago. I like how they played with words today to set up a wall of defense against the speculation. They have to protect themselves, Omar. I don't blame the CBI for this posture. They are they are talking with selective words of protection. They are talking with selective words of protection. Is this valuable to you? Let's go to 5 o'clock in the morning. Let's start wrapping this up, okay? The television has confirmed we have information. It's coming from your country, straight from Washington, D.C. They say that Washington will not release any dollar payments before the militia are disarmed and their weapons are handed over exclusively to the Army. And all of this is by the end of September deadline. That debt that deadline is non-negotiable. So, does Z carry the implementation plan, or will he request support? Or is this betting on delays? No, you guys, you don't have to worry, okay? You're going to get rid of those cockroaches. The only problem is that the cockroaches are coming up with stupid ideas that, well, maybe we can stick around. Maybe Trump will let us. No, you're out of here. And and today we have Washington that is again confirming. You only got so much time, you guys. Okay. You don't want what we'll put upon you, Iraqi, if you do not get rid of the cockroaches that do not allow you to lift the value of your currency. You don't want that. In fact, I say it in a minute here. There is detail here of what they're going to do, but we're not going to share it. What about the 27th? The 2027 budget will be ready to be presented to the Council of Ministers within days. And if you notice very, very carefully, do you see Parliament anywhere there? What did I tell you yesterday? Calm. So the Council of Ministers, within days, the 27 budget. But that means you're going to give us a 26 budget too, in my opinion. Which book? What the heck
Not
was?
which. They spelled it wrong.
Oh, they spelled it wrong. Okay. And so, Frank, this 27 budget, they gave us a massive report. They're saying that it's being described as the normal continuation of the old budget system. Mazar Mohammed Shaleh specifically says that it will be used as a program budget. Program budget. What does that mean? Every penny will be accounted for. When the cockroaches thought that they could hand in fake bills, lies, invoices that weren't real, and they would drain the money out of the government and put that money in their pocket, just like the Learning Center,
Learning.
Learning Center. Yeah, millions and billions of our tax money went into their Mercedes, their yachts, their expensive homes. Amazing. So this program rate is tied into a specific program and projects. In other words, every penny is accounted for. With the idea of the spending measured against the results. Show me what you want the money for. Now show me the effects of it, the after effects. What did we gain out of it? Um, that is consistent with what he said earlier in August about using the 27 budget to recognize Iraq's financial and economic structure. Now, what they did is they broke this whole down, all of this budget stuff to us, Frank. It's long, family, and I'm not going to hold it up to show it to you. You just have to trust me. I'm going to read it because it's long, it's fast, it's got a lot of information. Here we go. Here's the part I'd paid attention. Here's the part that these are the parts that you should pay attention to. This gives you three separate pieces moving together. A new 2027 budget framework. Iraq is working towards a program performance based budgeting rather than simply allowing money to traditionally line items. The financial restructuring. The financial restructuring. You see what they're talking about? Chalet previously described the 27 budget as a tool for recognizing the country's financial and economic structure, including improving non oil revenues and reducing the waste. All right, well, that's good. What else? Well, also the currency monetary side is developing separately. The lifting of the three zeros, yeah, and then the introduction of the lower notes, yeah. Yeah, these are two separate entities, but they will be introduced together, won't they? Yes, they will. The currency slash monetary side is developing separately. There are also current reports about proposed removal of the zeros, the new currency. But this screenshot does, and I'm not going to show. But this screenshot does not say that the new exchange rate is being placed in the 27 budget, Frank. That's an important distinction. Omar wants to point that out to you. They're still hiding it. Iraq is putting the fiscal framework into place very quickly, while the monetary slash banking reforms can operate alongside of it. Kind of like when you taught us about the two sets of books. That is becoming particularly interesting. If the weapons, if the weapon issue that you're talking about really does happen in September deadline, because then you're but then if it does happen, then you are potentially looking at September as a conversion point for everything we've been teaching you. So, if all of this does truly happen, then and it is done by the September deadline. Well, then you're potentially looking at September as a conversion point for security, fiscal, banking, and monetary reform decisions. This is a report from Omar and the CBI friends, but I would not yet claim that the budget itself proves a redenomination or a rate change, Frank. The official language in this article doesn't make that connection yet. Omar, I want you also to know, Frank, but, even though it doesn't make that connection yet, but here's something that I would not buy. Okay. They want you to know something. Quote, tell them, quote, the budget has to be written at the new exchange rate. Therefore, the rate must be changed before Parliament. No. We'll do it again. The budget has to be written at the new exchange rate. Therefore, the rate must change before Parliament. No. Parliament has been removed. You got that, internet? My friends are telling me, make sure that you get this. Make sure that you get this out to the internet. Tell them the budget has to be written at the new exchange rate. No, that's what the internet keeps saying. Also, the new exchange rate will come out. Therefore, the new rate must be given to Parliament. No, that's three no's in a row. So be careful, family. These are the rumors that are out there from the other teachers on the internet. So I already read it to you three times. Let me continue. Now, we don't have evidence for that just yet. We don't have that evidence yet. Continuing. Iraq can prepare and pass a budget using an existing exchange rate framework, and subsequently, they can change the monetary policy. That's what they should be saying, Frank. A redenomination also does not inherently require a change in the real exchange rate. Remember, I told you, in my opinion, more than likely when the budget comes out, it'll be at 1310. Yeah, it's for a reason. Continuing, that's an important distinction an important distinction because deleting the three zeros and revaluing the currency are two different operations. Make sure that the family gets that through their head. Don't let the internet confuse them. They keep saying that once the government is seated, you're going to have the new exchange rate. No, stop it. Now let me continue. Oh, dear God. Well, fix it for me. You want me to stop? Oh, man. Give me a second. This is an important decision because deleting three zeros and revaluing the dinar are two different operations. So, now that we say that to you, the emerging sequence looks like this. So I'm just going to read it out, and if you want to write it or you want to read, listen later on, you see, we're not looking maybe for what you're looking for. This is what we're looking for. These sequence of events. Okay. Now, as of August the 31st, the 27 budget moves toward the cabinet. The banking and the financial reforms will continue. They're saying that the CBI clarifies the currency reforms, so there should be no confusion. Government continues the militia interrogation and the disarmament. All of this is for the monetary reform success. Now let's walk into the month of September, Frank. In September, implementation of the weapons consolidation roadmap. On September the 30th, it becomes the hard security deadline of your president. Our budget proceeds through the legislative process. Our currency reform remains alive still at that point. Now let's go to in the month of October. The government has publicly described this as the point at which the constitutional and legal consequences for the factions refusing to comply must make a decision. Yeah, don't worry about it because I don't think anybody will be around on October the 1st. I'm serious. I don't think there'll be a single cockroach left. But I appreciated that. Thank you for the report, gentlemen, from the CBI. Now let's finish up, family. Let's go to 10 o'clock in the morning. The document issued by the Central Bank of Iraq today is saying on this day, Friday, directed all the licensed banks to seize both movable and immovable funds. Listen carefully. You don't have this, I don't think. The Iraqi banks have been directed, all the ones that were licensed bank, to seize both movable and immovable funds. Give me your dinar, master, please. to seize all the movable and immovable funds belonging to a group of parliament members and to officials who have been subject to judicial measures related to, quote, dawn of the Greens, unquote, operation. I don't wish to define it. Based on a letter from the Minister of Finance and a judicial decision from the Central Anti Corruption Felonies Investigation Court. Today, everybody was busted, Frank. The cockroaches that do not want us to have our reforms are gone. According to this document, the seizure list includes, I told you they were going to give you the list, but I didn't think it was going to be this quick. I thought it'd be tomorrow or next week. Wow. Well, according to the document, the seizure list includes a bunch of parliament people, Frank. Look at all these people. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my word. All these people. I can read all these names, but. And also, Frank, alongside former Prime Minister Al Sayhoud and former Prime Minister Advisor Ibrahim Al Samni, I think you have that article, family. The document clarifies that the central bank's legal affair department has contacted all licensed banks to take seizure measurements on funds belonging to the names listed in accordance with the contents of the Ministry of Finance letter. It specifies that how this measure is being based. It's a giant vacuum cleaner. And what do we need in order to have the three zeros lifted and the lower notes introduced? This which we are reading. I said, man, they sure are busting down the doors today, aren't they? They sure are busting down the doors. All right. Called pest control. That's funny. They sure are busting down the doors, aren't they, gentlemen, today? It's what we expected. I know you guys were very concerned. Your CBI guys weren't concerned. They know about the legalities that have been, the legal legalities of laws that have been passed against these cockroaches in your country. This is fantastic for your reforms. This is fantastic to report to Donald Trump. Let's hope that we get these militia arms before the deadline, because that would also be very impressive to Trump. Trump is holding the green light, in my opinion, okay? Everything I say is just in my opinion. Man, Trump is holding your green light, to lift the three zeros. And he already gave it to Z, but I believe he kind of put it on pause. And I say that because look what he did. He put the American dollars on pause. And I believe that he will put the green light also on pause, because there is all of these rumors that maybe you'll go past September the 30th deadline. But I don't see that happening at all. Trump is not playing around. You should know this, Iraq. Trump is not playing around. You should know this, Iraq. Just ask Iran. These are wonderful summaries, reports, guys. Thank you very much. And then he says to me, yeah, well, Soli's on TV. I don't trust him. What's he want? Soli is on TV saying that there's no banking transaction with Iran and the country to any of the rumors. You see why I don't like him? What rumors? He says that there's no banking transactions with Iran. Yeah, but that was taken care of a long time ago when we sent the entourage, and now he's talking about it? Like, what, is he trying to take credit for it? He says that there's no banking transactions with Iran. There can't be. You're not even connected to them with the banking structure. And he said, there's no transaction with Iran, and contrary to any rumors, we're not changing the exchange rate. We will not change the exchange rate. He kept repeating it over and over again, Frank. It got kind of comical. The television is saying that the United States of America revokes ex-Iraqi finance minister his visa after the FBI added her to the terrorism watch list. What was her name? Tamini or Tamini, something like that. Wow, another one bites the dust. They're all biting the dust. Did we not predict this? Did I not tell Omar, please, you want 2 months? Give me a little more time, and maybe we won't need 2 months. Well, the end of next month is the end of those 2 months. Hmm. So the FBI, or the United States of America, and the FBI, which is the same thing, you busted. So all the cockroaches are being busted. I told you it would be a clean slate. Didn't I tell you that? They're wiping out all apartment. Oh yeah, Frank. Sure. Yeah, right. They are. I told them. I said, in my opinion, I think it's best for Sully, just to be silent. Just to be silent. And here's why. Because if you're really not going to change your exchange rate, if you're not going to lift the 3 zeros, your country is going to hell. And allow me to give you the definition of hell. Hell is you continuing to be under the control of Iran. It's that simple. Television is saying that the government sources of Iraq will comply with the U.S. sanctions on Iran, and we will seek exemptions to avoid. There won't be any repercussions. No, we're going to obey the United States of America, and we're telling the citizens of Iraq right now. So far, so good. And remember, a couple of months ago, we said to you, Frank, that it would be at least 2 months. Well, we're hoping then and still thinking that by the end of September, this is the last thing I'm going to read to you, family. I know. And the reason why is because it starts to get really good from here. And we'll pick up on it tomorrow. Tell the other teachers on the internet that they're welcome. I'd love to teach them. Frank, remember a couple of months ago when we said that it's going to be at least 2 months? Remember that? Yeah. What about it? We were hoping it would be 2 months. We were hoping, and we're still thinking that by the end of September, that'll be the last month. So I know they've done a lot, much more than we've ever seen. A lot has been going on and going on. It talking about getting everything presented here soon. So we're thinking September, right there. Yeah, all the things that we've seen, yeah, it's impressive. So we're thinking September. If we can get this done by the end of September, you should get it done before the end of September. Then yeah, we're all changing our minds here. It'll be a month before the end of September. It makes more sense to all of us here, and all the way around for September. The latest that we would think possibly we think we understand everything would be the end of September by October the 1st, and that's why we took you in our reports to October the 1st. Then we won't see it this year if we don't see it by then. because that's what makes sense to us. That's what makes sense to us. Absolutely none whatsoever, but maybe all the points, everything that we've been learning all the way to the end of September with the budget, the cabinet, everything coming together, and all the words that put out, all the words that has been put out about the deletion of the 3 zeros, even though the CBI is trying to deny it, but we understand what they're doing. Thank you. So let's hope and pray that September it'll be our month that this can go down. Okay. Okay. I said, yes, Omar. My teams agree with you. We agree with you in your opinion, and we appreciate the 2 months that you told us about because it did play a part. So Trump has set the deadline for the removal of the cockroaches and their weapons. But may I say something else? In my opinion, Trump also set the deadline for your monetary reform. Let's see what happens. Perfect timing. Thank you, Lord. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's your Yubi. We're down to 11 files, unless they add more files for me tomorrow. Did you like your Yubi? Peggy says, okay. Did you find it informative? Was it packed as always? Fiery Preacher says, hot. Tommy Jen says, yeah. God's Healer says, yep, it was beautiful. I'm glad that we are of help to you, family. God bless all of you. May I encourage you, look at the articles, okay? Look at the articles. Golly, Claire and our teams, they do such a good job. They do a real good job. Sure, look over my shoulder. These are just a lot of little odds and ends, family. The people send these things to me, and sometimes I collect them. This is located in the UAE. Sanctions and ignored warnings. So we're proposing sanctions and holding the accountable for supporting Iran, and that is the United States Treasury Secretary. That's good. Anybody that supports Iran, no. Hey, China, were you helping Iran? I was helping Ukraine. Oh, okay. All right. Never mind, China. The central bank suspends banking transactions for 14 individuals. 19 busted. The officially Tefis Ami is the U.S. Terrorism Watch. Oh, lady, man, the FBI busted you following the Red Dawn raid. Oh, there it is. What is the Dawn raid? Well, all these people busted, and then these 12 prominent ones. And then what I told you today, you didn't know about those drones, did you? You didn't know about the drones. You do now. Tell the rest of the internet. Iraq arrests 61 suspected in major land forgery bust. You guys, man, oh man, you're like the communists, the socialists of our country. I miss the Democrats. I told you they would be gone. I told you when Biden became president, that's the end of the Democrats. Remember I told you that? I said they will come back, but they will come back a completely different organization. I said they will metamorphosize. Remember I said all that? And I said they also will create phagocytosis. And that's exactly what's going on. Phagocytosis is when a human cell destroys itself from within. It performs cannibalism. Phagocytosis occurs with lysosomes capsules in a human cell. The lysosome capsule breaks and it destroys the cell before it multiplies and gives you cancer everywhere. Hmm. Yeah, anyway, um, so many being busted. The largest land forgery operator, just so many. And this is what we need. This is what we need. For your information, politically exposed persons, they're called peeps. Politically exposed persons, the whole parliament. These are individuals who have been entrusted with prominent public functions such as, official. And then what do? They misuse the trust. They turn into learning centers. Unbelievable. The Central Bank of Iraq to monitor accounts of the politicians and officials. I wonder, hey, Central Bank, you going to monitor the politicians' money? Uh huh. Who told you to do that? Who do you think, Frank? That's a good one. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Look at that, what we told you. Baghdad, not one drop of their oil has gone through the Straits of Hormuz. Did we not tell you that? Did we not tell you, Omar, don't worry, your oil is being rerouted? And today, there it is. There it is. Maybe I should go to Vegas. I seem to predict pretty good, huh? Iraq offers oil loading off of Oman in new route beyond Arab Gulfs. Yeah, yeah, because they're rerouting Iran. Serves them right. Iran will lose Iraq if exports through the Straits of Hormuz are disrupted. They are disrupted. Not one drop of your oil has gone through. Everybody else's oil has gone through. Our gas prices are about to drop. And you say, Iran will lose Iraq? Yeah, you've had your fangs in the neck of Iraq's financial system forever. You're disgusting. You're evil. You went into a country called Iran and you became a parasite. You don't belong in that country. You hijacked the country. Get out of there. And that's what Trump is doing. Oh, that's me packing up saying goodbye. Some of these I'd like to read very, very quickly here. I like what you said, Amstech. Amstech. You're a new person on premium on my forum. Welcome. Yeah, that's right. Music. The 1st and the 15th of every month is when the IMF numbers are put up. That's right. On the 1st and the 15th. This individual posted on my forum. I wonder how many of us understand the gravity of what Frank has actually shared in the last 2 or 3 days. If you pay attention, you know, more right now than you can see. There's more going on right now than you can see. It's a phenomenal movement right now. And I said, oh, grasshopper Armstead, if only you knew how wise your words are. They are. Yeah, that's a good statement on your behalf. Oh, look at this. This was at 4 o'clock in the morning. My teams and they tell me, Frank, the raid is in motion. The raid is in motion. Remember when we were talking about Nepal and our pastor Amos? Well, it turns out that last night when I was talking about him, there he is. And he says, listening from Nepal. I'm sorry, Amos. I didn't know you were on. I would have greeted you. God bless you, my dear friend. Breaking news. Harris concludes his meeting in Baghdad with a meeting with the Prime Minister Z. And what's going on is the charge d'affaires of the U.S. Embassy warns against delaying the deadline of the end of September. That is what I call the official deadline of everything. Because Trump's not messing around. Banks are required to flag anomalies verified through foreign transactions, any risk zones, unexplained asset spikes during or after this tenure. Central Bank of Iraq to monitor bank accounts of politicians and officials. And that's what we talked about today. Did you know that the Bible talks about a man having a heart attack? Yeah, just leave it be. Yeah, it's in First Samuel. His name was Nabal, Nabal. Nabal, he had a bad attitude. He was greedy. He was rich, but he didn't share anything. And King David asked him for some help. He said no. Whoa. King David said, "Well, I'm just going to go over there and wipe you all out." But this guy, Nabal's wife, she went to King David and said, "Could you please forgive him? Here, I brought you a bunch of stuff that you wanted for your trip. Can you forgive him?" David said, "Yeah, I'll forgive him. I'll forgive him. You did the right thing." So then she goes back and she didn't tell her husband, the king at that time. Well, he wasn't a king. He was just very rich. She didn't tell her husband because he was feasting and they had a big party. So the next day when he was sober, she tells him, I went and I did this. I gave King David with what he needed to go do God's work, and yeah, and you didn't, and this doesn't look very good for you, man. You disobeyed God. And it says his wife told him. His wife told him of all the things that he had done, and when she told him, his heart failed him, and he became like a stone. About 10 days later, oh, he had a stroke. About 10 days later, the Lord struck Nabal, and he died. Seems to me that you want God on your side. You want him as a friend. You don't want him as an enemy. Vengeance belongs to him, not to you. I want to thank you kindly for being with me. God bless you all. Sweet aloha. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? We'll continue to talk. You can see the advancements. You can see where we're going with all of this, okay? And when it comes, don't be like Nabal with a greedy heart. Give as much as you can because God gave you everything. Sweet aloha. Thank you. Bye-bye. You see that? That's beautiful, sister. That's just beautiful. Your doggy. Aloha.